Thanks for checking out the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to see your deck featured on the channel, hang out with me and the amazing BoshNRoll community on Discord, access to my lists and sideboard guides before tournaments, or book an individual coaching session, check out the Patreon and YouTube member links in the video description. Use the code BoshNRoll to get 10% off the best Magic apparel on the market at coalesceapparel.shop. If you want to play what I'm playing, use my affiliate link to order cards from tcgplayer.com, or play any deck, anytime, with a Magic Online loan account from cardhoarder.com. Thanks again for being here. Now let's go play some Magic. Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm playing some Modern at the request of Patreon subscriber insert name, and today we are doing Jesse Robkin, aka Titty Pills, Izzet Breach. This is a deck that Jessie has been doing well with online and in real life. She's written multiple articles for a TCG player about the deck. There was the original primer, and then there was an update when Ledger Shredder was printed. I have read both of those in preparation of this league here today. Go check them out if you are interested in this deck. What I love about this deck is it has a lot of different things going on, and let's start to break them down. First off, this is a Ragavan, Nimble Pilfer, Dragon's Rage Channeler, Ledger Shredder, High Velocity spell deck. You have 7 0-drops that can trigger Ledger Shredder or Dragon's Rage Channeler, mill things into the graveyard. You have so many artifacts that Dragon's Rage Channeler is going to be pretty regularly delirious and getting in there. There's just a lot of damage coming in and quick from the creatures in the deck. After that, you're an Urza Saga deck, making big constructs. So many artifacts in the deck, the constructs will be large. Ragavan's treasures also grow the constructs if necessary. And then the Urza Saga final chapter can get Shadow Spear if you're just beating down. Or it can get Mox Amber, which dovetails into the other thing this deck is doing, which is Underworld Breach. And the combo here is, if you have Emery in play, Mox Amber taps for blue. It also taps for red off Ragavan, but that's less helpful, but still relevant. If you have a legend in play, preferably Emery to get things going, Mox Amber taps for blue. Then you could sacrifice it to Grinding Station, sacrifice an artifact, target player mills 3 cards. You target yourself. Then you play Underworld Breach. Non-land cards in your graveyard have escape. The escape cost is equal to that card's mana cost plus 3 other cards from your graveyard. That means you could cast it from the graveyard for its cost, plus exiling 3 cards. Conveniently, you just put 3 cards there with Grinding Station. Underworld Breach, exile the 3 cards you just milled, recast the Mox Amber, make another blue mana, casting Mox Amber, or put Mox Amber coming into play. It's not a cast trigger, it's an entrance trigger. Untaps Grinding Station. And then you can do that again until you have no cards left in your deck. And you have a bunch of blue mana floating from the Amber, and then you get to cast Thassa's Oracle with Escape and win the game, just like we're playing Vintage. That's some powerful stuff. Ragavan Saga decks, or Sagavan, whatever you wanted to call them, were a staple in Legacy when Ragavan was still legal over there. The turn 1 Ragavan into turn 2 Urza Saga pipeline is just insanely powerful. That's a lot of different ways of attacking that are coming at you very quickly. The fact that this deck gets to hang a combo over your head while that's happening is bonkers. Emery is in this deck that can find all these combo pieces, also fuels future breaches. Or Expressive Iteration, that's a good place to start. One of the most cracked cards that we're still allowed to play with in Modern and Legacy. And the way Dragon's Rage Channeler selects your draws. So if you're not on a combo plan, you can mill away Underworld Breach and keep drawing threats. If you are on a combo plan, you can mill away Ragavans, digging for Underworld Breach. Either way, everything you surveil later will fuel Underworld Breach, and that's more value. Just a lot of interlocking pieces that are doing 3 different things, but they all touch each other in relevant ways. And it kind of puts the opponent on the back foot of how to interact with all of it. Jesse talked about this in her article, how the Breach combo, it's soft to everything in Modern, like Artifact and Enchantment Hate kills the Breach, Graveyard Hate breaks up the Escape, Creature Removal kills the Emery, and now you don't have blue mana anymore. Like, it's soft to everything, but you're doing 3 different things, so your opponent can't just pile up on, like, Leyline of the Voids and Force of Vigors, because then they're going to die to Ledger Shredder and Ragavan. They can't just pile up on Underworld Heats and Unholy Heats and Lightning Bolt, because then they're going to lose to Breach or Saga. And it's just multiple things going at the same time, and your opponent is going to have to react to all of them. Jesse won I believe it was NRG tournament with this deck before the printing of Ledger Shredder. So I'm playing her post Ledger Shredder printing update. This might be a week or 2 behind at the time of recording. At the time you're seeing this, it's going to be like 3 weeks behind, but this is the most recent version I could find, and it's got Ledger Shredder. I'm excited about it. The sideboard is mostly stuff you'd expect. It dips into white. The main deck is just Izzet, but there are some white cards in the sideboard to give you Wear, Tear, and Prismatic Ending. And then Engineered Explosives and Tormod's Crypt are artifacts that you can loop with Emery to keep certain decks out of the game or under the gun from that. Like, some decks can't handle being swept every turn. Some decks can't handle their graveyard being bombed every turn. Just nice little lock pieces there. A Pithing Needle for when that's relevant to Fairy. I imagine that's for mostly blue matchups where if they can't interact on your turn, you're good to go. Some Spell Pierces when you want to fight back, whether it's countering their Rest in Peace or countering their Force of Vigor or whatever. Nice little cheap interaction for when you want it. And 2 more Ledger Shredders for when you don't think that Breach is going to get you there. You could just attack even more. Good stuff all around. Big fan of this deck. I'm glad I have an excuse to play it. Insert name. Thank you for sending this to me. And Jesse, Titty Pills, of course, thank you for your work and your articles on the deck. Let's jump into it. I'm on the draw for round 1. I have kind of a tragic one here. How many lands in this deck make red? Right, so there's Otawara and Island that don't make red, and Hallowed Fountain. 21 total lands. Yeah, this is a mulligan. Too bad. Almost excited about that one. I'm going to ship it, though. Doesn't cast any of the spells it has. This is more like it. This is kind of interesting of, do I hold on to the Grinding Station as a unique combo piece, or do I hang on to the second Ragavan to make sure one of them gets in? I think I'm on kind of a Ledger Shredder setup here. I'm going to bottom Grinding Station and just be kind of a Ragavan creature deck to start this out. See where that goes, and then you can find the Grinding Station later when we actually want it. A Hallowed Fountain and an Esper Sentinel. Alright. I don't plan on casting any non-creatures right away. Trying Steam Vents, pretty cool. Yeah, let's just get that in. And because I have 2 Ragavans, I don't mind ramming one of them into the Esper Sentinel. I could just die right now to Hammer. Maybe I should have left up Unholy Heat, but that doesn't seem right, because then they would get to draw a card and everything. And if they go Sigarda's 8 Hammer right now, I'm going to wish I did it, but do. Down with DRC. I'm going to attack, see if they want the trade. They didn't offer the trade on offense. Let's see what they think about it on defense. All right, they took the trade, which lets me leave up Unholy Heat without any fear of them drawing extra cards. I think I want DRC here. And then I can Unholy Heat something, Surveil, and then play Shredder or Dash Ragavan, or Shredder plus Ragavan and Connive. I'll have options for next turn. And I'm not dead to Hammer right now either. I think the Unholy Heat is worth sending at Ornithopter because the construct is going to get bigger anyway. Other Steam Vents. There's no white cards in the main deck. Don't need to fetch those here. Unholy Heat, Surveil, land into the graveyard. Didn't want that. Underworld Breach. That's fun. Okay, options here include play Ledger Shredder, play Ragavan, Connive, Underworld Breach can go into the graveyard, gets me Delirious, and I bash. I could dash Ragavan, offer another trade with a Saga token, kind of slow down their engine there. I could also Ledger Shredder, then Ragavan, Connive something that's not Breach into the graveyard, and just keep Breach around. If Ragavan doesn't connect now, it's not going to, is part of my issue, because the Sagas will be 3/3s starting next turn. I think I want to just dash Ragavan here. If they trade with Ragavan, I'm fine with that. Do I want to offer the Channeler? Yeah, I think I do. I'll trade either of these for the token. All right, let's hope that plays out the way I hoped it would. Because my hand right now is not great at answering Urza Saga. So far, everything that I've done is just like, Izzet Murktide? I don't know if they would know to get Graveyard Hate if they even have it off this Saga trigger. So I guess Graveyard Hate is good against Murktide Region and DRC anyway. But they don't know I'm a Breach deck yet. Got Shadow Spear. And Shocked and Hallowed Fountain. Well, there's Grinding Station to go with my Breach. They should be scared of this. They don't know they're supposed to be scared of it yet, though. I think I'm just going to play Grinding Station. And Surveil one. Springleaf Drum. I don't want that. Into the graveyard. That makes me delirious as well. Lets me attack. And suddenly, there's a new texture to this matchup. DRC has to fight now. They can spend their turn equipping Shadow Spear and attacking for 3, which undoes the DRC damage, but doesn't help them from the looming Grinding Station. Metal Cyst is a thick boy. Grinding Station triggers off their artifacts too, that's fun. I would 0% to have noticed that if this wasn't Magic Online. If I had to keep track of my own triggers. Pay attention if you're doing that. My life total is getting pretty low if I don't get something together here pretty quickly. There are no zeros in my graveyard, so like Ledger Shredder and then Breach. I would have the Connive plus the Surveil to come up with Mox Amber, which without a legend in play doesn't even win. Might be in trouble here. I want to play the Scalding Tarn or save that for Connive. I think I want to save it for Connive. Channeler still has to fight. Can attack me for 7 this turn. If they cast 2 spells, I get to Connive. Every artifact they put into play is 2 power on the board. That's pretty scary. Alright, so suddenly I'm taking 9. Uh-oh. Stoneforge Mystic. Get to Connive. Found Mox Amber. That's big. Am I going to have any life total left to fetch with, or should I put the Amber in my hand, which gets another Surveil and helps Connive? I think I'm getting rid of the land. I think this Mox Amber wins it though, right? Unless they have like Lion Sash and a land or like some shit. Yeah, Caldra's not it. Okay, they can attack me to 2 and then lose. Because I have 1 extra mana, which can eventually cast Emery out of the graveyard when I'm looping all my shit here. Yeah, I think we're good. Otawara. I probably do want the land and don't really need cards in my hand anymore. So I guess there's no reason to play Otawara first. Okay, Underworld Breach. Cast this, Surveil. Bobble into the graveyard. Mox Amber, Surveil, and Connive. I'm gonna Surveil first. So I'm pretty sure every card is just going in my graveyard. Graveyard, Connive, discard Saga. Mox Amber shows up. Mill myself for 3. Backing the Amber. And then untap Grinding Station. Play Otawara from my hand. And then I'm going to start casting Ambers. The Oracle's in my graveyard already. Just need to find an Emery. There she is. Put you into the graveyard. Mox Amber arrives. And I do have to mill myself in response to the trigger, or else I won't have another. Oh, I guess I have enough artifacts that it's not a big deal. But Emery. Alright, playing Emery. Mills me. And now Amber makes blue, and the Oracle is already in the bin. Just a matter of clicking through it. Put everything in the graveyard. Make blue. Kill myself again. And they see the writing on the wall. Just use your life total as a resource, come out as a Ragavan Ledger Shredder aggro deck, and then surprise combo. Nice. Good stuff. This is a deck that will struggle with looping engineered explosives. This is a wear tear matchup. This is a prismatic ending matchup. I'm not sure if it's a spell pierce matchup. Probably not. My removal spells are 1 lightning bolt, 2 unholy heat. Either spell bomb, technically, I guess. Technically. And Teferi turns off some of the worst of Sigarda's aid. It also bounces enemy Urza Sagas, but I don't know about all that. I think I have to just take a control posture here, and that probably means less Ragavan. If they're a deck full of X1s, I had an opening hand with 2 Ragavans and it barely did anything. It like traded with an Esper Sentinel, which isn't bad, I guess. Shadow Spear could help swing a race. Am I trying to race this deck is the question. If my Ragavans come out, Emery's essential, Saga's essential. Springleaf Drum seems like good. Springleaf Drum seems like one of those cards that you need to be an expert to really understand all the implications of. Just having one of this card in your Urza Saga package, just very strange. I want my grinding stations. That one can't get pulled out with a Saga. The Springleaf Drum is also a white source, though. This is tough. I'm going to cut Shadow Spear, I guess. If I'm on the mono removal strat, hopefully I won't need to get into a life total bashing race. This hand, I am into it. I'm going to keep. Engineered Explosives is just a powerful card. Urza Saga is a powerful card. I have a 1 mana interactive spell. For the matchup, I like what this hand is doing. Aid. Stop. Stop it right now. Alright, I'm just going to play my Mountain and pass the turn. They have land 2 hammers. I'm in trouble. If they only have 1 hammer, I'm okay. Stoneforge Mystic. Alright. Well, they're going to have another hammer. Or at least a hammer. I think what I want to do here to play around double hammer is heat the Mystic and then Engineered Explosives on 0 and just shield up on the Ornithopter. Oh, I could also exile Sigarda's Aid. Yeah, change of plans. That just got a lot better. I'm gonna get Hallowed Fountain, because that's the 2 colors I don't have yet. And the Sigarda's Aid. And I don't really want to play my Aether Spellbomb out yet, because Engineered Explosives on 1 is a thing I might do next turn, and then I just lose my Spellbomb. Plus they can start to play around it, think about it, if they know it's there. Speaking of explosives on 1. Okay, there's Breach. Saga. Giver can give protection from colorless, so that does stop Aether Spellbomb if it has to. They'd have to hammer me twice, though. Giver's also only other creatures. I think just hanging this out here is fine. It can draw a card if they don't force the action on it. Springleaf Drum, yeah. Just sort of hooking them into a bigger and bigger explosives on 1. Oh yeah. Get in the hole. Oh, that actually just insulates me against my own explosives for 1. I could draw a card in response, or I could just get my Spellbomb back when I pop explosives next turn. They have 2 cards left, one of them's Colossus Hammer. That's a pretty good deal. Progressive Iteration, happy to see it. I'm going to play the other Saga to play around Metallic Rebuke, and just drop a explosives on 1. Oop. They could Rebuke to tap me out and have a turn with their 1-drop still around. But this is a really good card here. And they seem to agree. Undefeated, beat Hammer, let's do it. For the absolute best Magic the Gathering apparel on the market, check out the link in the video description to coalesceapparel.shop, and be sure to use the code BoshNRoll for 10% off when you check out. I'm on the play for round 2, no blue mana, but I don't need it right away. I have a pair of DRCs. EI and Shredder are insane once we get there, and like, yeah, I'm going to keep. There's not a lot of cards in the deck that either aren't a blue source or don't trigger Dragon's Rage Channeler, both of which are things I like right now. Even just like a Mishra's Bauble is going to see 3 cards. Mox Amber's good for Surveil 1 twice. Lightning Bolt. All right, cool. I have another one of those. Don't worry about it. Or it's Shredder time. Cool. Just setting up Shredder into EI. I don't know, maybe I'm supposed to wait a turn, play around another Lightning Bolt. I could just like connive immediately by going Shredder DRC, but Unholy Heat doesn't get this card right now. Okay, I think I'm gonna EI. Just get to work here. Oh, disappointing. That is the exact permutation of an EI that doesn't give me two things. Like I'm probably just gonna play Saga here and put another EI in my hand. But yeah, like any 0, any mana producing land lets me connive as well. But all right, whatever. Take what we can get. If my opponent is also a high velocity deck, oh no, oh no. Oh, it would actually be really hard to get Delirious off this because that's already an instant. Okay. No, we're fine. That was scary. They would have had to have another creature. The top 2 cards of their deck would have had to be 2 creature types they don't already have in the graveyard to eat my Shredder for free. But that was still scary. I almost walked right into that. DRC, another spell lets me connive. Be pretty happy to filter away some of these lands right now. Raggy Daddy, Arid Mesa. Do I want another blue source? Probably not. Discard Arid Mesa. Guess I could discard Oracle because that like doesn't really matter. I'm about to get buried by a squad of 3/3 flyers though. Well, they have not found Delirium yet. No sorceries to be seen. Alright, somehow these didn't grow. Yikes. Bobble is a nice find that guarantees Shredder gets the connive. Yeah, I guess there's no reason to have Oracle in my hand, and I should have just connived that. Make my Shredder bigger. If it was a 3/3, it could hold up against these creatures next turn. Yeah, I probably messed that up. Do I dash Ragavan, take a trade with one of these? I could DRC, Bobble, Surveil, and Connive, and then decide if I want to dash Ragavan or cast EI, or just activate Saga. Yeah, I think I want to do this. I'm going to start tangling. Golden Tarn into the graveyard. Shredder, Connives. Discard this Thassa's Oracle. I have 3 card types. The Bobble gets me 4, so let's take a peek. I am Delirious now. You're drawing an island. And I think I want to save Otawara for a Murktide Regent. If I play Sacred Foundry, I can dash Ragavan and get a trade, or I can start making constructs. Yeah, I think the construct Shadow Spear business is good. And I don't think I'm attacking here. I know they're drawing Island. There's a Breach, that's good. I don't have Emery or Amber, but the Saga can find Amber. They just milled away a Murktide Regent. This Expressive Iteration is the 4th card type. Sorcery is what was missing here, so these things are going to wake up. They cast another spell. I can connive Ragavan away and have 2 3-power creatures to tangle with their 3-power creatures in the sky. Like, even if they Unholy Heat, I'll get to connive on the way through. These all have to attack. I will make all of the blocks that I have, because I am a combo deck. They're just an aggro deck. There's the Lightning Bolt. They did it post-combat to protect from Knife. That's smart. I think I'm actually discarding the Strand now, because Ragavan can get in there. Is Ragavan getting in there even good? Yeah, making Shredder bigger doesn't matter, so sure. Surveilled away a Ragavan and kept their other card. End step, I make a construct and see what I draw. Will inform my tutor. Do I make another construct here? If I make a construct, tutor up Shadow Spear. Shadow Spear is in the main deck, right? Yes, it is. Okay. Tutor up Shadow Spear. Can play my land, equip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lifelink, and they currently only have blue mana. Yeah, I'm gonna go for another one. Let's make them answer this while working on my combo from the shadows. Playing Otawara. That's my answer to Murktide, but it's alright. Whip. Play Bobble. 5 lifelink coming in. If they had red mana up, I probably would have done this turn differently, but they don't, so I'm just going after it. I can bobble to have the velocity, or I can keep this in play where these creatures can't get lightning bolted. I think I just want bigger creatures for now. If they have Unholy Heat and clear these out, or like play Murktide or something, then I can just draw on their turn. They just consider it a lightning bolt away, so keeping these out of bolt range has already done something. Mishra's Bauble. More Surveils. Their hand could just be 2 Murktides and just play, what is it, 8 plus 8. Because it would be 8 plus 5, 13, plus another 8, 21. They could just play like 21 power worth of creatures this turn. They netted 1 damage off that attack. I could also value Breach, just like cast Breach, cast EI, cast Mishra's Bauble all out of my graveyard, and let it rock. Okay, just Ragavan. I don't care that much about Ragavan. The Murktide region's pretty scary, but I do like having larger lifelink creatures in that world. Just gonna go to my turn without cracking Bauble. Found Emery. Okay. She does cost 1. Let's get her in there. Do that first. If this hits Mox Amber, I can just go. Oh wait, I need a grinding station too. I can't just go. That's not how that card works. Now I probably want to iterate. Guy. There's Amber. There's another Emery. So if I put Ledger Shredder in my hand, Emery on the bottom, exile Mox Amber. Amber is an artifact, and I do have a legend. I can play Shredder, and I want to attack with my 6 lifelink. I want to attack with the 5 as well. It's 1 less big blocker for Ragavan. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. If I go to 19, I have to get through Shredder. I don't really want to have to block with Emery, so yeah, I'm just going to gain 6 here and hope that I'm alive. Unholy Heat shit. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, I'm just dead. Alright, sure. Oh wait, no, I have a blocker. Ledger Shredder can still hold the fort. Okay, now that we are farting around here, Scalding Tarn's on top of their deck. Okay, not quite dead. And I have the win if I untap. Just drew Scalding Tarn. I'm ready to chump with Ledger Shredder. Draw with Fiery Islet. Oh, that sucks. And they just kept the card on top. Found exactly what they wanted. Alright, fine. If it's Lightning Bolt, I still win. If it's Unholy Heat, I'm in trouble. Of course it's Unholy Heat. Fuck my life. Discard Ragavan. Found the grinding station. We would have won next turn. But here we go. Yeah, Unholy Heat. Fucked up magic card. But well played, opponent. I wonder if I could have done this a turn sooner, or... Yeah, really it was just 2 Unholy Heats. I mean, they had multiple DRCs running the whole game, so they had a lot of card selection, but they needed Unholy Heat to stop me from gaining 6, and then they needed Unholy Heat to get through my Ledger Shredder there, so just having 2 Unholy Heats from 1 card in hand was pretty good. The Engineered Explosives is good. I imagine this is a Teferi matchup. And Prismatic Ending, also good. Do I want to engage them in their own shit with more Ledger Shredders, or do I want to get away from that entirely? Are they going to Blood Moon me because I'm a Saga deck? And do I care if they do? I have 1 basic island in the deck, and then the Mox Ambers can make blue if I have Emery specifically. The Springleaf Drum plays there as well. I kind of don't want to be a Ragavan deck against them. I'm bringing in... Alright, so Mox Amber is probably worse because they have a lot of removal. And not really going to be able to rely on the combo because they can take out Emery pretty easily. Oh no. Maybe I don't get to Teferi here after all. I have to rely on Otawara. Oh, I'm running out of time. I think they're a better Ragavan deck than me, so I should probably shave those. But if I'm doing that, I want my grinding station back. Alright. I ran out of time to try to figure this out, but I feel like I wanted my Teferis in, and on the play, I think I'm going to try to ram the combo down their throats, and then on the draw, I might settle into them more. defensive posture if we get a game 3. This one, pretty strong Saga hand. There's a lot of artifacts here. I'm going to keep it. I think I'm just going to island go to start. Hang on to the bauble. If I draw a land next turn, I'll probably hold bauble just to have the world's biggest constructs. And if I don't draw a land, I have to bauble to find one. Where's a Saga? Get in there. Mishra's Bauble, playing around Spell Pierce, got him. And now I have to go for the redraw. There's Otawara. I don't know why I didn't just cast Grinding Station. I think I just brain farted, was focusing on hitting my land drop, but yeah, Grinding Station should be in play. Damn it. That's an artifact I'm not going to have for a while. I also missed the land drop. Come on, deck. Help me out here. Land. All right, we got there. Unfortunately, my Saga tokens will be smaller than they could be if I had played the Grinding Station last turn. They're shredding some ledgers over there. I think I tricked myself with my own Spell Pierce joke. I was like, haha. But yeah, like I just left mana completely unspent. Okay, so comboing's not an option. Got it. Understood. Loud and clear. No attack. Interesting. Make a construct. Progressive iteration. Make a construct. These are 4/4s. Yep, that wouldn't have worked if my Grinding Station was in play. This is just going to cascade and destroy me for the entire game. Just watch. Guaranteed. Do I want to Springleaf Drum here? I haven't cast a spell yet. I am going to Springleaf Drum. They have so much removal that I can't really rely on Shadow Spear. Yep, this construct just a fucking 3/3 instead of a 4/4. Maybe even a 5/5. Okay. They went for the draw card, unlocking the breach in my hand. Yeah, I'm kind of EI flooded, which is normally not a thing I'd be sad about. But right now, it's not doing great for me. Unholy Heat. That would have got it no matter what. They are delirious. I think they chose wrong, though. And getting Springleaf Drum instead of Shadow Spear is a pretty clear indicator that I'm not really doing that right now. I'm going to go to second main before I start casting spells, because I'm likely to end up delirious this turn, and I don't want to have to ram into a 3/5 Ledger Shredder. Okay, we're in my second main phase. Red-blue, Expressive Iteration. Surveil, Prismatic Ending. Don't actually want that card. Ledger Shredder is good, but me comboing is better. Good Spell Pierce. Can't pay the 2. Can play Bauble, though. I know they get to connive, but my Surveil is as important as their connive right now. And look at this. They did Spell Pierce twice here, so maybe I was right. All along, I knew what I was doing, not casting the Grinding Station. I am going to Bauble them. Having velocity matters now. That's a Murktide Regent. That's scary. Otawara, one of my few answers to Murktide. It's a fucked up Lightning Bolt. Yeah, they're just picking me apart here. I wonder how different this game actually is if I cast the turn 2 Grinding Station. Like, now we know they may have actually had Spell Pierce, but still, then they don't Spell Pierce that EI, and just a punt. This matchup seems like a nightmare, though. It's connived away a counterspell. Not interested. Emery off the top for the win. Engineering Explosives is not Emery. I have to EI. Desperately need an Emery. Not happening. All right. Yeah, we're dead. Didn't get it together. Didn't get off the ground. I made a mistake, but still, it just tore me apart. This seems like one of the worst matchups that we could ever play against. On to the next round. We're a few rounds into the video. Thanks for sticking with me. Friendly reminder that if you're still here and having fun, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, you can use my affiliate link for TCG Player to support the channel while you shop for cards, and you can try any deck anytime with a cardhoarder.com loan account for Magic Online. All these links are in the video description below. Now back to the league. On the play in round 3 with a Ragavan. I'm in. I'm gonna bauble. I could do the bauble myself trick because I do have an untapped red land or a fetch land, and decide if I want the top card in my deck or not. I think that's worth doing, actually. Like, I could look at their hand and try to figure out what they're doing, but that doesn't really affect my decisions right now. Okay, Flooded Strand on top of my deck, so I am fetching it away. Yeah, my hand and this deck in general are proactive enough that I don't really care what they're playing. I'm still playing turn 1 Ragavan. It's not like I'm choosing between Ragavan or Thoughtseize, like a Death Shadow deck. I'm just literally casting the spell no matter what. Alright, Polluted Delta. Watery Grave. What do we got? Please Thoughtseize me. Ooh, Bloodchief Thirst, okay. That Ragavan was my route to Emery. I kind of needed that treasure token. But now I'm Thoughtseize proof for a turn. I'll take that. Bloodchief Thirst is interesting, though. I am going to play the Inspiring Vantage while it's still good and go for this Emery. Mox Amber's in the graveyard. We're just a breach away from doing the thing now. This is where they're a mill deck, and I've destroyed myself. All right, Fatal Push. They have another Emery. They have a Consider. Discarded Lightning Bolt, okay. They think they're over the hump on these creatures, or they're just so rolled up with removal they don't care. Those are the possibilities. All right, Urza Saga, happy to see that one. Get something else going here, if the Emerys don't stick. Milled Ragavan, Ledger Shredder, Dragon's Rage Channeler, and Mishra's Bauble. That was a stacked mill. Snapcaster Mage, targeting, Consider, yeah. The way that they tapped, they can't Lightning Bolt, so either they... I don't know if that was a, like, mistap, or just that was important to them to see another card, because they could have killed Emery there and chose not to. Okay, they just have lots of removal. Fair enough. Going into these Snapcaster removal decks or mono removal tribal decks. Okay. I have the win here if they have nothing. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to fetch Basic Mountain, cast Underworld Breach. I should not have tapped like that. I should have tapped the Saga later. Now if they just fucking counterspell. God damn it, I'm so bad at this. Alright, I was just like planning for a world where Breach was in play, and now I don't get to make a construct. Stupid asshole. Wow. Alright, here's 2 damage I didn't need to take. There's a creature that's smaller than it needs to be. Here's an attack I'm not getting with Shadow Spear. I think I don't want to get Shadow Spear. I think I want to Bauble. And I'm going to hang the Bauble back, play this land tapped. If my 3/3 can blank the Snapcaster Mage, I'm good. If they can remove my Bauble, I'll just draw a card. Or remove the creature, I'll draw a card. Okay. Snapcaster Mage continues its reign of terror. Bauble you in the end step. See a Blood Crypt. Mishra's Bauble, and another stupid land. Bauble. I'm going to Bauble myself with this one. I'm going to do it on their turn. There's a good chance this deck has discard in it. Shuffled away the Blood Crypt that we saw. Going to 8 here. End step Bauble myself. Either Spell Bomb. I don't really want that. Events tapped. There's another Emery. And another Breach. Okay, this is good stuff. Emery. Please counter this, please counter this, please counter this. Okay, I guess I'm gonna pass the turn. Oh, it would suck to get Thoughtseize now, after all this. Otawara. Okay, I don't really care about Otawara. Kinda tells me they don't have a good answer. I'm at 5, dead to Bolt, Snap Bolt. Okay. Let me see if I can get them on the hook with an Emery. Spend a counterspell on this. That would be great. Oh, couldn't fool them. I'm gonna play Breach now and hope it resolves. No love, no chance. This mono interaction deck here, pretty bad for me. And I'm gonna go to 2 from this Kroxa. And if they have a red source, I die to Kroxa. If they have a removal spell, I die to Snapcaster Mage. Yeah, okay. Wow, yeah, absolutely destroyed. Like, I mistapped on a turn where I got excited about Breach and didn't have a backup plan, which one extra construct may have changed this game a little. They would have had 1 less removal spell, or I would have had bigger creatures. Yeah, it would have mattered. Okay. Against the infinite removal Snapcaster Mage deck, what the fuck? Like, what is going on here? I feel like comboing is just not going to happen. do I want to just be like Ledger Shredder, Spell Pierce to Fairy, and kind of Jeskai mid-range? That doesn't seem a whole lot better than being a combo deck, honestly. But I'm going to cut Aether Spellbomb. They might be a Murktide Regent deck still, but I didn't see it. And I'm bringing in 2 bounce spells to cut another bounce spell I think is okay. I'm going to cut Lightning Bolt also. We did see Kroxa. Okay. Kroxa and Snapcaster Mage are both graveyard cards. Do I want Tormod's Crypt in that world? Is leaving like 1 Grinding Station, 1 Amber in the deck even worth doing? Or should I just like hack the combo entirely? I don't think I want to do that though. Okay, I think on the play, I'm just going to be this maximum creature threat deck, and then if we get a game 3 on the draw, I may reconsider the combo. On the play, no blue mana to go with all these good blue cards. I do have Saga, but Mountain doesn't cast a fairy at all. Alright, I'm going to mulligan. I'll keep this one. Not that I expect Ragavan to ever connect against this deck that has Bloodchief Thirst, Fatal Push, and Lightning Bolt in it, but still just putting them to the test immediately. I'm just snapping off a fetch land here. Please cast Thoughtseize. Or consider. Boo. I'm going to play Saga and remember to actually use it this time. That could also have Alpine Moon in it. I don't know their life. And just passing here. Going big on the construct situation. Consider in the end step. Into Kroxa. Nice. Oh no, that was Kolaghan's Command. Alright, never mind. I just saw Rakdos colors and the letter K. But the fact they don't want Kolaghan's Command is fucking scary. Like, what? They've seen the cards in my deck and still decided that Kolaghan's Command is not what they want. What is in their hand? I'm terrified. Probably just like another Kolaghan's Command. Gonna smear both my creatures here. Still gonna make them have it. And if they want to do that, they have to do it now. I guess they could wait to the Shadow Spear, like Shadow the Shadow Spear, Snapcaster, Fatal Push. Okay. That's pretty low impact, all things considered. I guess they're playing around Tormod's Crypt, which maybe I should have in the deck. Okay. They targeted Fatal Push, but they are not revolted. I could just, like, cast Emery right now. Do I want the Spear? I feel like it's a trap. I'm gonna get Mishra's Bauble here. And I'm not able to attack because if they Fatal Push the other construct, then they can block the 3/3. That's now a 2/2. I was gonna cast Emery. Pushed. I'm gonna Bauble. I would like to get my cards rolling. They're drawing Polluted Delta. I got the Bauble because it's good with a fair Emery, if Emery sticks around for a turn. Ugh. Voidwalker, gee. Well, that's bad. Okay, let's fetch Shock here and see what we can make happen. I think I want to grab the Hallowed Fountain. Are there any? Yeah, Teferi is still in my deck. I have a bunch of red. Alright, yeah, I'm going to get the Hallowed Fountain. I'm going to play Ledger Shredder. That's my first spell for the turn. I think I'm just going to Value Breach here. If my opponent lets me. Shredder resolves. Underworld Breach. Go, trigger Connive. Lands into... Not lands, I hope. Right. They fear the counterspell. The Breach couldn't win the game because of Voidwalker, but still didn't like it. Fair enough. I will trade with Snapcaster, that's fine. They're a red mana away from Kroxa. I'm going to give myself a chance to draw an out to Voidwalker before I fire off my Bauble. Alright, Voidwalker can cast Ledger Shredder. Oh, there goes Emery. Cool, alright. That's a good reason to counter the Breach. I would have incinerated my graveyard last turn, if I could have. Now I have no reason to hold on to this Bauble. Let's look at their top card. Sunken Ruins. Okay. I hope there is still a land in my deck. I think there's one more. Alright, there's 2. Cool. Unfortunately, I have to shock in. It's Emery, milling 4 sucks. Yeah, I'm gonna grow the Shredder. What did I feed? Luckily, most of the cards in my deck are not good in their deck, but I did just lose my Otawara, which is my out to Dauthi Voidwalker. Petty Theft. All right, yeah, this deck is not beatable. Did I bring in my explosives? I don't think so. Nope, I did not. Yeah, I thought Izzet Murktide was bad. Holy shit. How about they just cut their actual threats for more removal and counter spells instead? Jeez. Tough run so far, but we got the back half of the league to bounce back. I'm on the draw in round 4. This is a one-lander, but I am going to keep it. I'm on the draw. I have Ragavan and Bauble. This is the type of one-lander I'm willing to gamble on. Tapped artifact land. Oh, Mox Amber. What's up? Okay. Time to figure out how cracked I can go here. I can cast Emery on turn 1 with a blue still available. I could cast... I don't think I get Emery and Ragavan here. But this land's definitely happening. I can start there. Bauble's happening. I think Emery's probably the better one to lead on, because she's just card advantage every turn with the Bauble, even if nothing else happens. I'm also just a breach away from victory right now. Dutch Steam Vents. Amber, which gives me the affinity to play Emery. Yeah, I wish I had a blue card to cast here. That would be so sick. Alas, I do not. I think I should Bauble, though. Now that Emery's in play, affinity doesn't matter anymore. They're drawing blue-white bridge. I drew a mountain. I am happy to see that. They have Urza Saga, okay. And they pass the turn. What do I want to do with this? Pretty sure I want to dash Ragavan first. Let's dash this buddy. In there. Ragavan connects. What a twist. I found a Memnite. I'll put that into play. And I'm also going to cast Mishra's Bauble from my graveyard. And do I want to get my grinding station into play now? Yeah, probably. Spend my treasure on that. Here's grinding station. And I'm going to Bauble you again. Drawing Thoughtcast. Pretty good most of the time. Wow, what if I stole a Thoughtcast with Ragavan? My deck can actually support it. That's so fucked. They must have an untapped mana source in their hand, because they played the Saga last turn, and we know they have a tap land. Or the plan is just not making constructs. I'm not sure where that's going. Urza Saga is kind of a concern in this Breach deck, because if a deck has any piece of Graveyard Hate in its main deck, it has reliable access to it. They did just play an untapped land. Rip the Thassa's Oracle. Hell yeah. I'm gonna fetch for another Steam Vents. Don't think I'm losing this game based on damage, but I guess anything's possible. I recur my Bauble. I'm not going to mill myself. I'm looking for, or I guess with this Oracle, maybe I should just be milling myself. This thing is just in my hand. Dash Ragavan. I can Lightning Bolt the construct if it comes out to block. I don't know if they even would do that, though, because that affects their affinity. I'm going to bolt it. And I am not going to use Grinding Station. I don't think I'm going to get there on a fair Thassa's Oracle, though it is really funny. Oh my god, Thought Monitor. Can I cast this? I'm close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, baby. 1, 2. Don't mind if I do. Thank you. And that was fucked up. And I'll Bauble you again. Drawing another Saga. Okay. Good stuff. Thanks for the 2/2 divination. The reason that worked, by the way, is you announce the spell and lock in the cost first, at which point the Thought Monitor can see the treasure. And then once the cost is locked in, you can spend the treasure to cast the Thought Monitor. So you basically get 2 mana off your treasure for an affinity spell. All right, they're committing mana to another construct. Still haven't found a breach here. Let's see if they have Graveyard Hate or what they're doing here. Just Shadow Spear to try to catch up. Springleaf Drum to pull ahead. Yeah, they're drumming. Esper Sentinel. Okay. Already on that beatdown life. I only play 3 removal spells, and 2 of them are already in the graveyard, so dashing Ragavan here just is what it is. Let's see if they think it's worth trading an Esper Sentinel for. I'd be a little surprised, but also maybe not. I don't know. I did just ramp twice and steal a Thought Monitor. I can't take too many risks here. I think this is going to be a good EI turn. I'm just looking for Breach now to shut this game down before it's too late. Attack with everything that isn't Emery. See if we can get a block on Rag. Nope. Give me another Thought Monitor. Patchwork Automaton. Yeah, don't mind if I do on that either. Yeah, I just took a banger off of Ragavan every time it connected, and they decided they've had enough. Awesome. That was fun. Okay, some sort of affinity deck. Wear Tear and Engineered Explosives both look good to me. Ending and Teferi also have value. Probably not on the Teferi. Bouncing an Urza Saga or whatever, like a Construct token and it's gone forever feels good, but don't really need all that. Despite Ragavan's performance there, I actually think the card's probably bad in the matchup. If they have Mem Knights and just Esper Sentinels and random shitters that can trade easily for it, probably not actually good. I want my combo intact. They're probably going to have Graveyard Hate, but it's okay. Maybe I chill on the combo a little bit. Like Mox Amber I can tutor for with Saga if I need it. Grinding Station is the rough one. Yeah, maybe I go down to 1 Amber because I can tutor it. But Grinding Station is the one that I need to draw naturally. I don't think I want more Shredders here. No, this is what I'm going to do. Just settle into like a slightly controlling posture, but still have most of my threats and my combo available. This hand looks very good. I'm going to keep it. They just have tap land. Cool. I get to get off the ground here. I'm going to start with Steam Vents, as you do. Get my Springleaf Drum down. And the drum lets me Ledger Shredder plus Lightning Bolt next turn. If there's anything to bolt. If I draw a 0, I could Emery. All right. No love on any of those fronts. I could just bolt their face and connive, but that seems like suboptimal use of one of my thin number of removal spells that's actually in my deck. I just Ledger Shredder, get in there. I could have cast Emery there also, but I think I like having the Shredder. So, how big are we going here? I can pay the ward 2 because of Springleaf Drum. Connive. Ooh, a tough connive. Wear Tear is eventually going to be good. Do I care about Patchwork Automaton, I guess is the question. I could just keep this Breach, keep Emery, and go. Alright, fuck a Patchwork Automaton. I'm giving up on Lightning Bolt. So bolting the face might have been part of a race here. I don't know. Tricky stuff. This deck does have a lot of tiny little decisions that all matter a lot. It feels like Izzet Delver in Legacy, except if Izzet Delver was also working towards a combo kill. No zeros to pay out the Automaton, that's good. There's a Saga. That's a route to my one of Mox Amber that's in the deck somewhere. And I play Emery here. Or should I EI first? Maybe I should have waited and cast EI first anyway. Yeah, I think I could Wear Tear the Springleaf Drum, though waiting until they have a Saga in play so you get the artifact and the enchantment off Wear Tear, pretty big deal. I'm just going to Iteration, hope to spike a 0. None of that happened. Okay, I'm going to put Ledger Shredder in my hand. Oh, I don't want to exile Hallowed Fountain. I don't have that many white sources in the deck. Oracle can be in my hand. Or I could just skip on Emery, put Oracle in my hand, cast Ledger Shredder. That plays. All right, yeah. Or Oracle's better on the bottom of the deck. Doesn't matter. I have the Breach. I have the... If they have Graveyard Hate and just exile my Oracle, it kills the combo. So, all right, I'm going to put Hallowed Fountain in my hand. Tosses Oracle on the bottom. Exile Ledger Shredder. Then play Shredder, which triggers the first Shredder. And that's what it looks like when a plan changes on the fly. I connive away one of the Scalding Tarns. Jesse had a great passage in our article about deciding whether you want to discard lands or spells to Shredder. Like, do you want to grow Shredder discarding spells or fix your hand discarding lands? And kind of create a dichotomy in your head of what is Ledger Shredder doing? Is it winning the game or is it fixing my hand? And once you kind of lock it into one of those little boxes, the decisions become pretty easy. I think it very easily, these shredders should be getting these lands, turning them into spells, working my way towards Mox Amber to win the game. Experimental Synthesizer, awesome. Big fan of this card. Spiked in Urza Saga, that's nice. Nice for my wear tear, I mean. Ka-chow! Hitting Needle, that's powerful. I guess if you name... What can you name with that I care about? I found my Amber. I'm going to discard my Scalding Tarn first. Nah, fuck it. Amber's gone. Graveyard is a perfect place for it. And Unholy Heat. I mean, I guess I'll discard the land just because it's completely useless. Like, I'm planning on winning the game next turn, and if that doesn't work, I'm going to want Unholy Heat around. They probably name Emery with this, right? Versus Saga. Okay. They want to settle into a scrappy game where nobody gets to tutor with Saga. That makes sense. Fair enough. Please don't have a graveyard hate card right now. Oh, I still don't have a grinding station. I keep forgetting that there are more pieces involved in this combo than just the breach. I mean, I'm good. Never mind. We're fine. Had it. Okay. Hallowed Fountain. Shock it in. Do I lead on Breach, Emery, or Grinding Station? Probably lead on Grinding Station. That can get an extra burst of cards in the graveyard, so I'm going to tap my Ledger Shredder with Springleaf Drum. Cast Grinding Station. That's what they should have named. Duh. Alright, grind myself. Stacking the drum. And then this untaps. And then Underworld Breach. Cast this powerful magic card. Get to Connive. Or DRC. Not going to need that. And I can play Mox Amber from the graveyard. And I have enough artifacts that I don't need to act right now, which is good because I need this Emery. Emery shows up, mills me for 3, float a blue. Alright, now I win. Yeah, they would need something like Ravenous Trap to break this up. You're just breaching here. Oh, fuck, I've misclicked. Good thing it doesn't matter. What the fuck? I don't know what's going on right now. This has not been my best played league I've ever run. Yeah, I was just thinking in my head Grinding Station. Good thing I didn't exile the Mox Amber. Whee! Fast and loose on the BoshNRoll channel. Y'all know me. I should probably eat some food after this round. My brain clearly isn't functioning. I got my 2 blue back in the pool. No harm, no foul. If they are sandbagging a Ravenous Trap, then I'm going to lose. Because I am going all the way in here and I can't protect myself. But that's not a card I've actually seen in decks, like ever. Not in a very long time, anyway. Is there a priority trick that results in me not losing to Surgical Extraction? If I play the Ambers... Okay, they're just conceding. Let me figure that out, though. So if I play Amber, Grinding Station triggers an untap. If I just let that resolve, grind myself, discarding Amber, mill 3, then the stack is empty. And then I can play Amber into play with a tapped Grinding Station, which then untaps, and then grind myself. Yeah, okay. You can play around Surgical by doing it that way. Like, you don't need to respond to Grinding Station untapping itself to sack the Mox Amber, because Mox Amber will come back and sack the Grinding Station again. Like, as long as the stack is empty when you mill yourself for 3, they can't Surgical Extract your Oracle. Alright, good to know. 2 and 2 on to the final round. For the absolute best Magic the Gathering apparel on the market, check out the link in the video description to coalesceapparel.shop, and be sure to use the code BoshNRoll for 10% off when you check out. I'm on the play against a Giganta the Wellspring. This could be Death Shadow, could be Tron, could be some sort of like Rakdos mid-range thing. There's a lot of things this could be, but my hand is straight fire, so I'm going to keep it. I believe that turn 1 Emery is probably better than DRC with 2 triggers. I think that's true. I'm going to go for it. Team Vents. Kind of wish this Emery was a Ragavan, then I could actually double spell. Like Ragavan, Mox Amber, Dragon's Rage Channeler, Mishra's Bauble, Surveil. Oh, that would be so sick. All right. Here is Emery. Low confidence she's going to survive the turn cycle against any Gigantha deck. Going to play around discard by bobbling in the upkeep. I see their draw. It's Polluted Delta. Grixis Shadow looking pretty live here. How sick would it be if I had Spell Pierce right now to come out of this Mox Amber? Pushed. We'll push it real good. Oracle and another Emery. Alrighty. Gonna fire off the second Emery. There's a grinding station in the graveyard, so land off the top wins, or do I even need the land? Please don't Thoughtseize me or kill my Emery. Don't do those two things. Pass the turn. Land go. Play Ragavan. I don't know. I don't care. Leave my Emery alone. Another Bauble. Another Surveil. They're super delirious. No removal, please. Right, I'm untapping. Drawing 2 cards with Baubles. Okay, I can play Grinding Station from the graveyard. Oh wait, no, I need to start with Breach. So it's a red-blue Underworld Breach. Mox Amber, exiling 3 things. Keep the new untapped one. Then target Grinding Station to leave my cards alone. And use Emery to do this one. Hell yeah, we just turn 3, throw Fatal Push. Ah! Alright, finally got a really busted combo game under our belts here. If you don't see the line here, it's I get back Grinding Station, tapping my my Amber and my Vents, and then I can sack Amber to mill 3, and then we're just doing the Oracle thing. Pretty simple, but like having the second Amber with the Emery, and like that's the extra mana I needed. That was the secret to figuring out that one. Cool. Do I want to do the mid-range, like Jeskai mid-range thing against this deck? I could just like chuck the entire combo and become Jeskai mid-range. Like if I shave Ambers, Grinding Stations, Oracle. If I'm going this far down the hole, I still think Emery is good. Lightning Bolt's hit or miss. This deck has like Death Shadow and Ledger Shredder as threats. This Bolt does hit DRC, but not really anything else. Junior Explosives is much more reliable for the matchup than that. Don't think I'm going to be Springleaf drumming if this is the game we're playing towards. I like Aether Spellbomb. Removing a giant creature is good. And I guess I can shave a Breach. Maybe I shave a second Breach. Like Breach you can still do like value breaches off of in like a grindy mid game. You could just like Underworld Breach, play Ragavan, play DRC, play Bauble Pass, and that's like perfectly good. All right, I'm trying it like this. I'm going to keep this hand on the draw. Let's do it. Got a couple of threats, some interaction. Lands to cast them. Kind of what I signed up for. A Bauble and a Watery Grave. This looks like a full information discard spell. Like by bobbling first, they know what I'm drawing in addition to the 7 cards in my hand. The Ragavan, okay. Another Channeler. All right, that makes sense why they didn't take Channeler. So next turn I can play my other Channeler and protect the pair with Spell Pierce. Pretty good. Okay, they just land go. Missing land drops over there. And they know they're under the boot of Spell Pierce. Okay, I like the position we're in. I mean, obviously a lot of game left to play, but this looks good. Ledger Shredder would dodge what I'm doing here. Yep, that makes sense. Okay, deck. How about just like Prismatic Ending off the top? I'm gonna get Steam Vents tapped and Teferi, Prismatic Ending, something. Like even Bauble. Ugh. Like anything that would have gotten me Delirious would have been good there. I could Underworld Breach, Surveil 2. I mean, they're going to get to Connive if I do that. I could just Emery, which might get me Delirious just by itself. Ugh. Hate that I have to put my Spell Pierce shields down here. I'm going for the Emery. It's a single spell for Shredder. There's a good chance I go Delirious here. Yeah. Let's go. In for 6. Hit Springleaf Drum, Unholy Heat. Shadow Spear, and Ledger Shredder. Now they have to kind of respect Emery. EI's good, but they are like pretty far under the gun here. They're at 7 life already. Death Shadow is big, but my creatures have flying. And they're just dead. Wow. Okay, so it took us 5 rounds to find it, but we turn 3 comboed them in game 1, and then they conceded on their 4th turn on the play in game 2 from our beatdown. So we just like turn 3 goldfish combo, turn 3 goldfish, beat down them in 2 different games in the same match. That's the strength of this deck right there. Positive record secured here with Jeskai, but mostly Izzet. Breach. We lost to Izzet Murktide, which I understand is one of the worst matchups because of how quick their clock is and how much interaction and removal they have. And then we lost to the double down Grixis version of what if we had even fewer threats, but more kill spells and counter spells Grixis Snapcaster deck. Yeah, I don't think we're beating that deck ever on the planet. And then we beat everything else. We got to showcase the deck a bit. We had, I think, at least one like good Urza Saga getting Shadow Spear beatdown kind of game. We comboed a number of times from games we were going to lose otherwise. We just went in with Dragon's Rage Channeler and Ragavan a couple of times. Like we did everything this deck does, and I liked it. I can absolutely see the appeal of coming in with all these moving parts. You see so many cards, you get so much selection. Your opponent has to respect the fact that you could just win at any moment while also fending off Ragavan and Dragon's Rage Channeler, which are multi-format all-stars at killing opponents quickly. I do kind of wish the Mox Amber lined up better with your spells somehow. Like, I think the pre-Ledger Shredder build was better at using 1 bonus mana for Mox Amber. Like, the turn 1 Island, Bauble, Amber, Emery, leave blue unspent happened more than once in this league, and we have Spellbomb, Shadow Spear, Springleaf Drum that 1 mana could be spent on, but that's it. I imagine that's like a good problem to have. Like I couldn't spend all of my mana on turn 1 after casting a 3-drop for 1 mana. I couldn't spend like the 4th virtual mana on turn 1. Kind of a good problem to have, and like the Amber was good on every subsequent turn, but we didn't get to do like the Ragavan Mox Amber Dragon's Rage Channeler thing, which is really sexy. I think I'm just nitpicking here. This deck was fucking sweet, and Jessie has built a monster here. I understand how she could win a tournament with it. I made a lot of mistakes, and some of them were just brain farts where I was like already doing breach math before my breach even resolved and just tapped the wrong land. And some of them were much larger. There's a lot of little decisions to make, a lot of big decisions to make too. Like even just the macro level of post board. Am I Jeskai mid-range with Teferi and my extra Ledger Shredders, or am I still trying to combo, or should I leave one of each combo piece in for the escape button, or should I just be off it? A lot to figure out coming out of the sideboard here. Awesome deck though. Insert name. Thank you for asking me to play this. I was looking for an excuse to do this ever since Jesse started tweeting about it months ago. Finally got it on the channel. Jesse, thank you for your work with this deck. Everyone else, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out Coalesce Apparel, buy some shirts with the code BoshNRoll, get 10% off your order. Check out my Patreon, my Discord community, all that stuff's in the video description link, and I'll see you next time.